Very good to meet you here after the brilliant show, the Italian show.
Yes, we just saw Arturo Brichetti.
It was incredible.
Fantastic.
I've never seen it
Unbelievable.
before.
I worked with Arturo about 30 years ago. He was one of the co-hosts of the Best of Magic on, I think, London Weekend Television. I came over and performed on that, and he did a short segment on that show.
All right.
With a quick change, but I've never seen this whole show.
I thought a quick change for 1 hour.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Unbelievable. It was very, it was theater. It wasn't just a quick change act. It was a story, and he talked and showed through his house, the different rooms, and it was just a great piece of theater.
Yes. Lance, I'm happy to meet you here for my interview.
Oh.
And I've looked on your Facebook account. You've on Facebook a lot of followers. On Instagram, only a couple of hundred, I think.
I just started Instagram last week.
Okay, that's the reason for it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I saw on your Facebook account that you have a lot of things to do with dogs.
Yes, animals.
How come?
Yeah, I love animals, and I love animal rescue and animal adoption. So
Yes.
we have a really great a shelter there in Las Vegas called the Nevada SPCA, No Kill Animal Shelter. And we also have a terrific shelter back in my home state, Kentucky Humane Society. And so and other animal groups I've done fundraisers with over the years. But I love animals, and I love trying to find homes for animals.
That's very good. That's very good. That inspired me for this interview because I brought with me a lot of different dogs.
Oh, nice.
A dog from Switzerland.
Oh.
A TV dog. Oh. It's the Houdini dog magician.
Oh, I don't.
It's a very dangerous dog.
Oh.
These are some dogs from Las Vegas.
Yes.
This is the hush puppy dog. You know,
Oh,
you've got a
yeah,
brand in.
sure.
Yes. This is a hawk with the most prize-winning dog of the world.
Wow.
This is, you know him.
Piff and Mr. Piffles.
Yes,
I know Mr. Piffles.
And this is a dog. This is a Sony dog with a lot of technology in it.
Oh.
And here is the Instagram dog.
Yeah.
Instagram dog with 9.6 million followers.
Whoa.
And this is a dog from Rudder Films. This is the most speedy dog, the most brilliant, biggest dog. This is the Lego dog. And of course I also call this dog and a dog Penny. And on all these different cards, I've posted a question for you. So it depends how much time you have, but
Okay.
pick one and
Pick one.
have a look.
Just pick a dog. Okay. Here's a dog. And what does that say? Wait a minute. I may have to get my magical reading spectacles. Instagram has heroes like Jeff Palm with 9.8 million followers. Who was your hero in magic? Oh, when you were a teenager. And who is it nowadays? You know, when I was a teenager, well, I started doing magic when I was 5 years old. The first magician I ever saw was Harry Collins, terrific magician from Kentucky, and became interested in magic. Then when I was a teenager, I started studying dove magic, and I started seeing the pictures of Channing Pollock. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have access to videotapes then. There weren't a lot of that you have now, and you have the internet, you can see things, but we didn't have that. But I would just see the photos of Channing in some of the books. And I would look at that photo and I would go, now that's a real magician. He just looked like a magician.
And it was a Dove production.
Dove and card manipulations.
You're now interested and you are doing a lot of things for dogs.
Yes.
What do you think about magic and animals then?
Well,
there's
a long history
approved?
of course, magicians doing magic with live animals, going back to ancient Egypt, and the beginning of recorded history. But nowadays, you don't see as many. It's not maybe socially acceptable today as it was 10, 20 years ago. Yes. So I think you're going to see less and less animals in magic, and a show like Siegfried and Roy's that was all wild animal. You'll never see that again.
Okay.
You will never see that in our lifetime.
Shall we pick another one?
Another one, yes. Which one you want to go with?
It's up to you.
And you are here. Here's one here. This is the dog that won the prize. It says, which prize are you most proud of in your entire career? Oh, gee, that's it. Maybe the Grand Prix from FISM.
Switzerland?
Yeah, that was in 1982. And,
Yeah.
at that time, no American had ever won.
You were the first one.
Yeah, so when I read there was no American ever won, I was like, well, you know, what's the deal? I got to go compete. So yeah, that was.
You're most proud of it because on this card it also says, was it unexpected, the prize you won?
Was it unexpected?
Because that was your FISM prize.
Yeah, every prize was unexpected.
Every prize is unexpected. No, that's not really, is it?
Yeah, you never expect you're going to win.
Your first prize was when you were, I think, 19 years old from the IBM?
The first time I entered a contest was 1977 at the Abbott's Magic Convention. I entered the youth contest. I was 17, and it was first, second, and third place was me, Jeff Hobson, and Matt King.
Matt King?
Yes.
He's here also?
Yes.
Okay, so that's good. Okay, let's pick another one.
Pick another one, yes. There's a good one.
Yeah, that could be.
Let's see. What advice can you give a young magician? Yes, now here, the advice I give the young magician is very simple advice, but hardly anyone ever listens to me. But the advice is this. Go out, put down your computer, stop going to the lectures, go out and do 10 shows. You'll learn more doing 10 shows than you will sitting on your computer. And your goal should be to do 100 shows this year. And your goal should be to do 1,000. If you do 1,000 shows, then you'll have a professional act.
Yes, but you have to stay on stage, go on stage.
Go on stage, constantly do shows. Matt King and I got a job when we were 19 years old at an amusement park. It was a summer job. Mm-hmm. So we were doing 3 shows a day, 7 days a week. 21 shows a week for strangers. And that's how both of our acts came together.
But it seems for me like a 9-to-5 job. When you're doing that every day again and then again.
No. When you first start out as doing magic when you're a kid, you're nervous when you go on stage.
Yes.
But after about 2 or 3 weeks of doing 21 shows a week, you become very relaxed and you start doing your act automatically. Then you start listening to the audience. Then when you try different things, different lines, different bits in your act, then you know immediately if it works or not.
Okay. Talking about acts, I take this one from you. This is the Lego dog.
Yes.
It's about illusions.
How is your process of creating a new trick or illusion? What's your favorite one? Well, what is my favorite trick? It's like asking a parent who their favorite child is. They all have one, we just don't like to say.
Yeah.
So the process is all of the above. I was always, throughout my career, working on maybe a half a dozen things at the same time. Maybe a close-up magic, maybe a sleight of hand trick, maybe a stage illusion, maybe something for television. But it was always something in the pipeline that I was in different stages. So I always enjoyed all the steps in creating something new. From brainstorming to doing research and development, building a model of the prop, rehearsing it, and finally putting it on stage.
You inspired the builders?
The what?
You inspired the builders with your creativity?
Yes, some props I built myself in my garage. And sometimes I would build a model. My appearing car illusion, for example, that I did in my show. I actually built a model with a toy car, a working model, so that when it came time to do it, I could just take that in and show Bill Smith and say, build me this.
Yeah,
only
make this
in full size.
Nice. When we are talking about magic at the moment, also in Blackpool, we see a lot of techniques, a lot of technical stuff.
Yes.
With all kinds of things. So perhaps this is a good question about that. Is the Sony dock with artificial intelligence?
iPad and mobile magic and technology. Will magic still be a craft in the future? I think we'll always have magicians. We'll always have magic. Magicians go back throughout human history. And when the cell phone first came out, remember the first time you saw a guy in a restaurant talking on his cell phone? It was magical.
Right.
Because he was out with no wire. He was talking.
Something like
it was a brick,
yes. And an accu here.
But then 2 years later, it was just annoying. So
Right.
technology is magic for a short time.
But should you combine then technique and craft?
Some people
In
do.
magic.
Yeah, some people, I've seen these guys that do the tricks with the iPads and thing. That was never my thing.
No.
But I've seen, especially young people do that, and it's nice. I think you have to look around your environment, and whatever's there, use that. I like to see people doing tricks with new things.
Thanks. Okay. Take another
Let's
one.
try Piff.
Yes.
Where did we use Piff already? Here. Hey, there's one of my favorite acts.
Why is I saw it on your Facebook with Piff?
Piff.
Why? What?
He's a friend of mine, and I actually am responsible for hooking him up with his girlfriend.
Okay.
I recommended him for a show, and he met her on that show.
He's still happy.
Yes, he's still happy.
Okay, that's
Which question is never asked, but is very interesting for magicians? Oh, gee, I don't know. I can't think of anything that's never been asked.
Let's another way around.
Yes.
Which question is asked to you you didn't like?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter to you. Okay, let's get another.
All right.
Get another.
Get another one. Here's one. Director of the movie, Billy Toppett, Your Second Love. You know, I had a great time shooting the film, and my whole goal on it was because I always felt magic is the world's greatest hobby and the world's greatest profession. I wanted something after I was gone to still help inspire young people to get into magic. So when we had the world premiere of Billy Toppett, in the movie we wrote in, well, there's a lot of magic in the movie, but as you're watching the movie, you get to learn how to do the wizard, the old trick that we all learned when we were kids on the telephone with the wizard. So my hope was that kids would see that movie and they would be able to do the wizard, you know, from watching a movie and get them interested in magic. Well, we had our world premiere, and then a couple of days later, a friend of mine called me, and who was at the premiere, and her stepdaughter, who was like 12 or 13 at the time, went to school the next day and did the wizard for her friends. So I was like, that's good news. So hopefully this will be happening all over the world.
You had a premiere today, yeah?
European premiere.
It's a European premiere.
We had the world premiere in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yes. So, but that was I had a good time doing the movie. YouTube is killing for the secrets of magic. Do we overestimate it? Yes, I think we overestimate it. The main thing is your magic entertaining?
Yes.
You know, is it engaging with the audience? And if they can go on YouTube and find out magic secrets, well, you know, there's nothing you can do about that. But the main thing is, have you entertained the audience there, live and in person? Magic is best viewed, as you know, live, in person, not on a YouTube or on television. But when you're live with people, do you get their attention? Do you move them? Do you communicate with them?
But the reveal on YouTube.
Yeah, you know, what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Just go do another show.
Do another show.
Yeah, do another show.
You're right.
Put down the computer. Do more shows. That's how you learn. Why did the audience choose for Lance Burton and not David Copperfield? What does that mean? Why did the audience choose?
It's about when you were in Las Vegas for 13 years.
Oh, you know.
Also David Copperfield on the strip and you on the other side? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, you do. There's a lot of great acts that have worked in Las Vegas. While I was there was Siegfried and Roy and Penn and Teller. Chris Angel came along. And now you have Matt Franco. Of course, Matt King is still there. Shin Lim is now doing shows.
It's the competition nowadays.
It's as long as the acts are great, that's good for everybody.
Yeah. So
now in Las Vegas is a strange place. You're also competing against day clubs and nightclubs.
Yeah.
And so it's tough now for live shows, but the ones that are very, very good are still successful and are still doing it.
Our Hans is there now.
And Hans just opened.
Yes.
I just saw Hans a couple nights ago back in Las Vegas. Yeah, for example, Hans Klock is known for his flowing hair, thanks to a fan. What was your trademark? Everybody tries to distinguish themselves by something. What is their hook? And I never really consciously wanted to have a hook. In my show, I wore black pants and a black T-shirt, and then I could put jackets over that, and I could put a costume over that to do a period piece, and I could wear the tails in the beginning. But that was only for a very short period in the show. So I my idea, my concept was that I was all dressed in black, but I could put something on and I could play a different character for whatever number I was doing.
Okay.
So,
but looking to Dynamo, he's trying to position himself as an A brand, a royal brand.
Yes.
In marketing.
Yeah.
But that was not in your. Did you say no?
Yeah. You know, if that wasn't
Me
my
is
thing.
me, and
I just
don't
tried
think
to,
about it.
I tried to make my magic as good as I could.
Your magic is your brand.
And entertaining as possible.
Yes.
That was always my goal. What is the most dangerous trick or illusion you've ever done? I did some crazy ones with the escapes. Back in the 90s, I was doing these escapes on television. I did the Buried Alive, which was the most dangerous, I think, because I was all scratched up. The rocks were very sharp. I did the roller coaster escape. I did Upside Down, which was terrifying. I did an underwater escape.
Okay.
And in the show, in the live show, I also did tricks with the car, and I was in the chandelier, and I was floating up in the air. All those were dangerous. So I was convinced I was going to be killed on that chandelier.
Okay.
When the show closed, finally, and I was still alive, I was actually very surprised.
Okay, last two questions.
2 questions.
This
Look
one,
at this.
perhaps this one is in length of your other.
Do this one.
This
Like the desperado, in order to survive as a magician in the big city such as Las Vegas, do you always need a PR stunt to have a full house? No. The PR, you can do whatever you have to do to bring the crowds in is fine. You know, the TV specials were what drove a lot of the traffic into the theater. But the main thing is word of mouth. So when people are leaving the theater, are they telling their friends about the show and that they enjoyed it? Are they talking about the show? That's the most important thing. Mm-hmm. When I first opened at the Hacienda Hotel, we didn't have the television specials, and it took about 6 months for the word of mouth to get around. But we were doing very strong business. We were selling out at the Hacienda, which was a small room. But then when I did my first TV special, then all of a sudden we were selling out a week ahead of time.
Okay.
So the mass market, you know, the mass media like television, that's very important for selling tickets. What was the biggest illusion you have ever built? Costs a lot and is never you. Oh, well, let's see. Some of the illusions.
That's a good ending question.
What's that?
Is that a good ending question?
Yeah, I mean, some of the illusions, you know, you spend tens of thousands of dollars sometimes. Some of the big illusions.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what, I remember about 2-3 years into my run at the Monte Carlo, Bill Smith, my friend who built all my big illusions, he had just built me like 2 or 3 big illusions, and he brought a friend of his in to see the show. And he saw some of the big expensive illusions, saw a lot of new material that night, and Bill asked him, what was your favorite new thing in the show? Expecting the guy was going to say, oh, that big thing where Lance appeared up in the air. And the guy said, oh, I really love the silk to egg. That was the best thing in the new show. Because it was something new to him. You know, and the silk to egg has a great plot. You're showing the audience how a trick works. And then at the end, it's a real egg, and it's like
so
it's
Bill was not
mind-blowing.
happy at all.
Sometimes it's not the big illusions.
No.
It's the in-one pieces that you connect with the audience. And I thought that was a very good example of that. That it was the personality, it was the one-on-one with the audience.
Thank you very much for your time, and perhaps you have something to say to the Dutch and Belgian viewers.
Hello, everybody, and I hope you all are having fun doing your magic. And just remember, go out, do as many shows as you can, and that's where you're going to learn, on stage, live, in front of an audience.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My pleasure.